Hi, today's lesson is on genetic code and evolution from Chapter 10, Lessons 1 and 3, also from Chapter 11, Lesson 1 in your Pearson Realized textbook. Vocabulary list for this lesson is chromosome, DNA, mutation, evolution, and natural selection. Let's look at this connection between the cell, chromosome, and DNA. A cell has organelles inside. I'm going to bring this closer so we can take a look. Notice that the cell has one of the organelles labeled, and inside there's these little X's inside of the nucleus. Those little X's, we're going to zoom out to look at that, and those are called chromosomes. Chromosomes are thread-like structures located in a cell's nucleus that is made up of DNA. Let's look closer at the chromosome. Notice here that I put a little lines. That's a section of a chromosome. A section of a chromosome is called a gene. A gene, let's zoom out, would look like this if we had a close-up look at it. It's made up of DNA. DNA is genetic material that carries information about the organism and can be passed on from parent to offspring. However, DNA's code can be mutated. A mutation is any change in a DNA of a gene or chromosome. Mutations can cause a cell to produce an incorrect protein. That is what DNA codes for, different kinds of proteins, but the mistakes are incorrect. As a result, the organism's traits may be different from what would it normally be. Here is the sequence of DNA. The T's are thymine and the A's are adenine. They pair up together, and I have 3 T's on this side and 3 A's on that side. Over here are C's, and those are cytosine, and I have 3 of them. And over here on this side, I have guanine. Those are G's, and I have 3 of those, and that matches up, C with G. Let's call that the original DNA sequence. These 3 are examples of ways that the DNA can be mutated. The first example is called deletion. Over here, the CG pairing is deleted from the original. It's missing. That's a deletion. Addition is if an extra DNA code is in a position where it shouldn't be. So it's added in. I put a G over here and a C over there, squeezed in. Over here, this is called substitution. Notice here, we go down, I put an AT where the CG is supposed to be. This is the substitution. It got switched in. Those are some ways that mistakes can be made. Those mutations can lead to how things change over time. So the question is, how do life forms change over time? Evolution is the process of change over time. Organisms change over time by means of natural selection. Natural selection is the process by which individuals that are better adapted to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce than other members of their species. An example of that would be the iguanas from the Galapagos Islands. Comparing the iguanas from the Galapagos Island have large claws that allow them to grip slippery rocks so they can feed on seaweed. The iguanas on the mainland have smaller claws that allow them to climb trees so they can eat leaves. There's examples of how iguanas can adapt to their environment. Another example of this is the Galapagos finches, which is famous for Darwin's adventures when he went over to the Galapagos Islands and did his study. Pages 413 in your textbook has the information on this. The structure of each bird's beak is an adaptation to the type of food the bird eats. This picture from your textbook has all of the finches and their different types of food that they could possibly eat. What I'd like for you to do is for you to match up the types of food that the birds would eat. Here is a vegetarian finch. This is a cactus ground finch. This is a medium ground finch. And this is a small tree finch. All of the things that the birds could possibly eat are scrambled on this. Your job is to match up what it would eat. Thank you so much, and if you have any questions, please reach out, and I hope you did very well on this.